You see this man? He's 68 years old. Every morning, before the sun even rises, he ties his old running shoes, steps outside, and walks for 15 minutes. That's it. 15 minutes, no gym, no supplements, no expensive programs. Just one simple habit. Now here's the incredible part. His doctor says his heart is stronger than it was at 50. His balance improved, his blood pressure normalized, and he swears he hasn't had a leg cramp in 2 years. How? Not because he trained harder, but because he trained smarter. You see, after 60, strength isn't built in heavy gyms. It's built in the moments you decide to move, even when it's hard. And that's what this video is about. A simple 15-minute habit, backed by science, trusted by longevity experts, that rebuilds your muscle, boosts your metabolism, and reignites your energy every single day. You don't need perfection. You don't need motivation. You just need momentum, because once you start, everything else gets easier. So stay with me until the end of this video, because I'm going to show you the one daily rhythm that can transform your strength, your balance, and your confidence, no matter your age. Most people think losing strength after 60 is just aging, but that's not true. The real problem isn't age, it's inactivity. Here's what science shows. After 60, if you stop using your muscles for just 2 weeks, you can lose up to 12% of your strength. Not because your body forgets how to move, but because your brain stops sending strong enough signals to your muscles. Your nervous system slows down, your mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside your cells, start producing less energy, and your blood flow becomes less efficient. That's why stairs feel steeper, chairs feel lower, and your balance feels off. But here's what most people don't realize. This decline is not permanent. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that even light movement, like 15 minutes of daily walking or resistance exercise, can reactivate muscle fibers that were asleep for years. In other words, your body still remembers how to be strong. It's just waiting for you to remind it. Dr. Peter Attia, one of the world's leading longevity experts, calls this process neuromuscular reawakening. When you start moving consistently, you're not just exercising, you're teaching your brain to talk to your muscles again. And once that connection comes back, energy returns, balance improves, and confidence follows. So the real question isn't, can you rebuild strength after 60? It's, will you give your body the signal it's been waiting for? Because it only takes 15 minutes a day to wake up every cell that's been asleep for years. And in the next section, I'll show you exactly how to do it. The 15-minute rhythm that restarts your body's engine. So, what's the 15-minute habit that rebuilds strength after 60? It's not a secret workout. It's a daily rhythm, a short, structured routine that wakes up your muscles and tells your body, I'm still here. Keep building. Here's how it works. 5 minutes of activation, 5 minutes of resistance, 5 minutes of recovery. That's it. 15 minutes total. But when done daily, it's like flipping the switch that your metabolism forgot existed. Step 1. Activation. Start with simple movements that send oxygen and blood to your muscles. Arm circles, slow squats, gentle marches, even a short walk in place. According to research from the American College of Sports Medicine, this light activation increases muscle temperature, improves coordination, and reduces injury risk by up to 60%. But more importantly, it tells your nervous system, it's time to work. Step 2. Resistance. You don't need weights, you just need tension. Use your body weight or resistance bands for slow, controlled movements. Squats using a chair for support, wall push-ups, or leg raises while seated. Dr. Peter Attia often explains that muscle loss after 60 isn't about age. It's about signal strength. Every controlled repetition sends an electrical message to your cells. Keep these fibers alive. Just 10 controlled movements per muscle group are enough to stimulate protein synthesis, the same biological process that keeps your muscles young. And finally, step 3, recovery. This is where the real rebuilding happens. Sit, breathe deeply, and stretch lightly. Harvard researchers found that deep breathing after light resistance exercise lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that blocks muscle growth, and increases circulation to muscle fibers by 20%. Recovery isn't rest, it's adaptation. So those 15 minutes, they're not just exercise, they're a conversation between your brain and your body. A reminder that every movement you make is a vote for strength, longevity, and independence. The beauty of this habit is that it's simple, scalable, and powerful. And if you stay with me until the end of this video, I'll show you how this 15-minute routine can even boost your heart health, improve sleep, and lower your risk of falls, all backed by science. Now you might be wondering, how can just 15 minutes a day make such a big difference? The answer is momentum. See, your body is designed to adapt. Every movement, every repetition, every small effort triggers a biological response. Dr. Peter Attia often says, your body rewards consistency more than intensity. And science agrees. Researchers from Stanford University found that short, consistent bouts of movement activate the same molecular pathways responsible for muscle growth and metabolic repair as intense workouts, just at a smaller, sustainable scale. That means your 15-minute walk or light resistance session isn't just keeping you active, it's literally teaching your cells to stay young. Inside your muscles, small sensors called mechanoreceptors detect tension and pressure every time you move. When that happens, they send a message to your DNA, telling it to activate genes for muscle repair and energy production. It's like flipping a light switch. The more often you do it, the brighter the signal becomes. But here's the real magic. These signals don't just affect your muscles. They influence your brain, your metabolism, and even your emotional health. A study from the Journal of Aging Research showed that older adults who practiced short daily routines not only regained strength, but also improved focus, balance, and mood. Why? Because consistency rewires the brain. Each day you move, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical that fuels motivation and drive. So every time you finish your 15 minutes, you're not just strengthening your body, you're training your brain to want to do it again tomorrow. And that's the power of momentum. Momentum turns effort into identity. You're no longer someone who tries to exercise. You become someone who moves every day. That shift from effort to identity is what builds long-term health and independence. Because, as Dr. Attia explains, longevity isn't about adding years to your life. It's about adding strength to your years. So keep moving. Keep sending the signal. And in the next part, we'll see how one simple change in mindset can make sure you never lose that momentum again. Here's the truth about consistency. It's not about discipline. It's about psychology. Every time you start something new, your brain asks a simple question. Is this safe? And if it feels too hard, too long, or too unfamiliar, it pulls you back into comfort, even if that comfort is slowly destroying your strength. That's why so many people quit after a week. But there's a simple shift that changes everything. Stop focusing on the result and start celebrating the repetition. Because your brain doesn't need proof that you've succeeded, it just needs evidence that you've started. Dr. Peter Attia explains that consistency is like metabolic training for the brain. Every time you repeat an action, no matter how small, you lower the mental cost of doing it again tomorrow. It's like building a groove in your mind. The more times you walk through it, the smoother it becomes, until one day, it's effortless. That's why successful people, athletes, doctors, even longevity experts, all rely on what psychologists call the don't miss twice rule. It's simple. If you skip one day, fine, but never skip two. That one rule prevents guilt, resets your momentum, and keeps your brain focused on progress instead of perfection. And it works, because the brain loves patterns. Once it learns that your 15-minute habit always returns, it stops resisting. It stops questioning if you'll show up, because it knows you will. That's when movement becomes identity. So remember, you don't need more willpower. You need repetition, rhythm, and belief. And in the next section, I'll show you how one single mindset shift can make your body stronger, your brain sharper, and your motivation unstoppable. When most people think about getting stronger, they imagine lifting weights or doing long workouts. But what if the real change starts in your mind, not your muscles? Dr. Peter Attia often says, longevity isn't just a physical pursuit, it's a psychological one. And science backs him up. Researchers from Harvard University discovered something remarkable. When people believe their actions improve their health, their bodies actually respond as if they do. In one famous study, hotel cleaners who were told their daily work counted as exercise showed improved blood pressure and metabolism, even though they didn't change their activity at all. Their mindset changed their biology. The same is true for strength after 60. If you move with the belief that each step, each squat, each breath is keeping you younger, your body amplifies the benefit. This isn't magic, it's neurochemistry. Positive expectation increases dopamine and serotonin, which improve focus, coordination, and muscle recovery. It's what Dr. Attia calls the biology of belief. When you shift your mindset from fear, I'm getting weaker, to empowerment, I'm rebuilding myself, you literally turn on the genes that protect longevity. You move differently, you breathe deeper, you stay consistent, and consistency, over time, rewires your biology. That's why the strongest people after 60 aren't the ones with perfect routines or supplements. They're the ones who wake up each morning thinking, I still have control. The moment you stop seeing movement as a chore and start seeing it as an act of self-respect, everything changes. You stop fighting your body and start partnering with it. And that partnership is what makes your body resilient to age, to fatigue, to stress. Because longevity isn't a battle against time, it's a relationship with it. So here's the shift. Stop chasing youth and start building vitality. Don't move out of fear of aging. Move out of gratitude for what your body can still do. And in the next section, I'll show you how to use this mindset to build not just muscle, but a stronger heart, sharper mind, and a life that feels truly alive every single day. By now, you know this isn't just about movement. The 15-minute habit isn't a workout, it's a signal that tells every system in your body to come back online. When you move your body, even gently, your heart pumps more efficiently, your blood vessels expand, and your lungs learn to breathe deeper. That oxygen doesn't just fuel your muscles, it wakes up your brain. The Mayo Clinic found that adults over 60 who move daily have 40% better cognitive performance and significantly lower risks of depression and memory loss. That's because exercise doesn't just build strength, it builds clarity. Each time your muscles contract, they release chemical messengers called myokines. Think of them as your body's internal emails, carrying messages from your muscles to your heart, liver, brain, and immune system. One of those myokines, BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, acts like fertilizer for your neurons, helping them grow stronger connections and resist aging. Dr. Peter Attia calls these signals the body's hidden longevity network. It's what links your physical strength to your mental sharpness and emotional stability. And it starts with 15 minutes. Just 15 minutes of showing up for yourself. Moving, breathing, building momentum. That's how you activate your mitochondria, the small powerhouses in your cells that produce energy. When they're active, you feel alive. When they slow down, everything feels heavy. But consistency keeps them young. A study from the Journal of Gerontology showed that older adults who walk or perform light resistance training daily have 30% higher mitochondrial activity than sedentary peers. That means more energy, better mood, and less fatigue from the same effort. So this habit isn't just keeping your legs strong, it's reprogramming your biology for vitality. And the beauty is, you don't need to do more. You just need to not stop. Every single day you move, your body listens, it rebuilds, it adapts. It adapts. It thanks you. Because your muscles don't care about your age. They care about your signal. And as long as that signal keeps coming, your body keeps responding. In the next section, we'll tie everything together, movement, mindset, and motivation, into one simple formula to make sure you never lose this strength again. So, what's the blueprint for longevity? It's not a perfect diet. It's not endless supplements. It's a daily rhythm. 15 minutes of intention, movement, and self-respect. Because strength isn't built in a day. It's built in the days you refuse to give up. Dr. Peter Adia often reminds his patients, the best exercise for longevity is the one you can sustain for life. That's your blueprint. You don't need motivation, you need a system. Wake up, move your body, and let those 15 minutes remind every cell that you're still building. The science is clear. Consistency keeps your mitochondria alive, improves muscle density, and strengthens your brain's connection to your body. But more than that, it gives you independence. The power to walk, lift, and live on your own terms. And that's the real goal of longevity. Not just more years, but better ones. So tomorrow morning, when your alarm goes off, don't overthink it. Don't scroll your phone, just start. Because the first step, even the smallest one, is what keeps you young. Your body isn't asking for perfection. It's just waiting for a signal. And that signal is you. If this video inspired you, share it with someone who needs that reminder. That age doesn't define strength. Action does.